So that's when your objection handling skills come into play. So there's a really good objection handling framework that actually the CEO of Orem was when I was first introduced to it. Um, Basically, there's a framework that I sort of half came up with, half mixed with his. But the one I use is called the AAA framework, which is acknowledge, add value, ask a question. The one thing Jason adds to that is after you acknowledge, double down on the risk that they just said. So if they say no, let's say, yeah, it sounds great, but we just don't have budget. Acknowledge, yeah, totally get it. A lot of teams are low on budget, and then you want to double down on the risk so it could sound something like, no one wants to buy a tool, it becomes shelfware, or the reps don't use it. So you're basically complaining for them a little bit, or trying to.
If we've listened to Never Split the Difference or read Never Split the Difference, this is the accusation audit saying, hey, I don't want to spend any money. And you're like, yeah, totally fair. You probably have 100 sales tools and your team's probably not even using half of them. You don't want to add another one to the stack. And then you get to them to agree to that. Now we've hit acknowledge, double down, now add value. So how do we add value after the accusation audit?
So the hinge phrase I like to use is one thing I may add, and sort of in that tone. One thing is double down. You're not going to use it. It's going to be shelfware. Yada yada. One thing I may add is, folks, with your exact current situation, call whatever you discovered in the rest of your cold call, and then you need some other insight that you haven't already brought up that they might find interesting. If it's tailor it around the specific objection. So if it's budget, maybe you're able to find that budget. You're able to pull it from a different department or something. Like one thing Orem is able to do is a lot of times pull it from headcount budget opposed to tech spend. The one other objection you could do is objection handle is sort of the education general objection handle. And I learned this actually from Ali Brotherton over here at Orem. Basically what it is, yeah, I totally understand, whether it's budget, competition, whatever it is. Yeah, I totally understand, double on the risk. One thing I may add, we do this unique thing on our demos. So the phrase is water under the bridge, or worst case scenario, you'll learn a new thing or two about whatever you do. So I think it'll still be useful. Worst case scenario, you'll learn something new. Would you be able to just checking it out? No pressure. I could do like Thursday at 3 if that would work. Call to action again. So you're sort of releasing the pressure. Yeah, I totally get it. It's probably not a good time. You don't have budget. You're working with somebody else. Worst case scenario, you learn something new, right? So you sort of know what's out there. Call to action. Works pretty well, I think.
Cool. Interesting. And so in that could be like, we go through your cold calling script. And so worst case scenario, you get we'll do you get a little extra value there.
Exactly.